Hey guys, it's Brittany, and as promised in my last video, I'm going to show you how I take my digital notes. So I did say I would show you once I got used to it, and I definitely have. So let's get started. So I know there's been a lot of hype about GoodNotes and Notability. I mean, they're great apps, but I want to show you some free alternatives that I actually use. And the first one is the Notes app that's already installed once you buy the iPad. It actually has a lot of options, and I just found out that you can get lined paper or like grid paper and even dotted paper, I believe. But I personally like the grid, and once I found that, it changed the way I thought about the Notes app because I can write in a straight line. Another good thing is that even though you are only given 3 brush options, you can change the thickness and you can change the opacity, and also you can change the color because there's a color wheel, and it ends up giving you a lot of variety if you just mess around with it. Another tool that I really like is the lasso tool. If I mess up and I want to scoot things over just a little bit, I can select what I've written and move it around. And honestly, this has helped me so much. It's so much better than doing paper notes, because with paper notes, if I mess up, I'm kind of screwed. But with this, I can just move it around. And also the ruler is helpful sometimes, but I don't really use it that often because the Notes app I generally use to take quick notes and like things like calculations, or even to write little reminders. Even though I don't use the Notes app as my main note-taking app like I'm doing here, I think it's very sufficient enough to use on its own, and if you don't feel like downloading anything else, this would be your best option. Now, if for some reason you don't like the way the Notes app look, you can actually get an app called Ink. It's pretty similar, it has the same tools, and you can import images. There's the lasso tool, and also you can add pages, and that's pretty much the only thing that's different. With Notes, you just scroll, and then with this, you're scrolling, but there are individual pages. There's lines that mark a new page, and if for some reason you like that, then this is the app I would use. The app that I use the most to take my notes is going to have to be Microsoft's OneNote, because at first I looked at it and I was wondering, how am I going to get cute notes? There's only a black and red pen and a yellow highlighter. But it turns out you can change these colors, and my favorite thing is that you can zoom. Compared to Apple's Notes and the Ink app, you cannot zoom, and sometimes I need to write something small and I just can't write it because I can't zoom up at all. But with Microsoft's OneNote, I can. Another good thing about it is that I could sync it across all my devices. So if for some reason I need it on my phone, or if I need it on my laptop, I can just sign into my account or download the app and everything will be right there for me. And like Note and Ink, you can also create folders, but with Microsoft OneNote, it's more of a notebook, and you can divide it into chapters and then into pages, which I like a lot better. Like the Notes app and like Ink, you're able to import images, but the thing with Notes is that you can only write above and below the images you import, but with OneNote, you can actually draw directly on top of it. Sometimes I find it kind of hard to draw pictures, or if I'm running out of time, and it's easier to insert a screenshot from a slide and just directly draw notes and little images, on top of it. The switch from paper to digital was easier than I thought it would be, and the iPad is the best investment I've ever made. Now when I need to look through my notes, I don't have to grab a bunch of spiral notebooks. All I have to do is grab my iPad and all of my notes are there. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope this video helped you find some alternatives to GoodNotes, because honestly, Microsoft OneNote is so helpful and it's the best app I've ran into so far.